She loved the attention of the press, but she hated being mobbed by reporters and photographers every time she came out in public.
They are, and I don't want to sound paranoid, but they are. They all like sort of a chunk, somehow. I mean, they kind of take like pieces out of you, and I don't think that they realize it.
Where are you going from here?
We're going to call her.
Miss Monroe is now going to the Lord car. Apparently nobody has been seriously hurt or maimed. Or is really wonderful suffering as a result of this Bailey.
They're kind of grabbing pieces out of you. And gee, you do want to stay intact. Intact, on 2 feet. They want to know, what is it like? Sometimes it's nearly impossible. And there is a need for aloneness, which I don't think that most people realize for a creative person or an actress. It's almost having certain kind of secrets for yourself that you'll let the whole world in on. But there has to be those moments of privacy. I used to laugh so loud and so gay. I would ask the boys, I said, can I ride your bicycle now? And they said, sure. And then I'd go slowly as I started to laugh in the wind, riding down the block, laughing, But I love the wind because it felt like it caressed me.
Marilyn only got a couple of phone calls during the entire interview, and once when the phone rang, Marilyn told her housekeeper, "If it's an Italian, tell him I'm not here." I believed she was referring to Joe DiMaggio. Marilyn had 3 marriages, but all were failures. She didn't even want me to mention her first marriage at age 16 to a sailor.
Well, I have to explain to you, I was never used to being happy. So that wasn't something I was sort of counting on. I think I counted on this, yes, in marriage. When I was very young, and I used to love to play house. And you could pretend, you could say, hey, what about if you were such and such, and if I were such and such, and they'd say, oh yeah. And it was like, you could make your own boundaries.
Joe didn't come along with you, huh?
No.
Did he see you off in Hollywood last night?
Oh, yes.
Do you expect to return with him to the World Series?
I wish I could, but I'll be finishing this picture. When
the World Series,
yes. I've never seen the World Series, and I would love to, but we just can't seem to fit the schedule together.
Miss Marilyn Monroe and Joe DiMaggio are presently having domestic difficulties. All I can say as her attorney is that this is what we would say with the conflict of careers.
And I used to get the feeling, and sometimes I still get it. I think, gee, sometimes I think I'm fooling somebody. I don't know who. Maybe myself. Maybe others.
Mr. Miller, why did you file an application for a passport?
I wanted to go to England.
For what reason?
You guess.
We'd like you to...
I wanted to be with the woman who is going to be my wife.
You mean Marilyn Monroe?
That's correct.
When are you planning to have some children? Well, I'm not married yet, dear.
Miss Monroe. What's your
Come on, Arthur. Cheek to cheek. No, we didn't. Come on, Arthur.
Anyway, you see why I couldn't have just been a housewife. I'd had too many fantasies. You know, I mean, I have feelings sometimes. Or some days when there are certain things that, gee, I think, if only I were a cleaning woman. On the way to the studio, see somebody cleaning or, you know, I think, oh, that's what I'd like to be. I guess I'll settle for what I am. Say, would you like a drink? No. Oh, come on, have a little.
Late in the interview, Marilyn began drinking champagne, and the more she drank, the more angry and defensive she became. She spilled out all her hurt over her treatment by Hollywood during 15 years in the movies. To me, she was like a record stuck in a groove. She felt they had never treated her like a star. Her anger really flashed when I asked her, very innocently I thought, how she cranked herself up for her acting role.
You know, the business of you cranking yourself up to appear before the camera is part of what you're doing.
I don't crank anything. You know, I'm not a Model T. Yeah, I don't crank. I don't know, but I think that's kind of disrespectful to kind of refer to it that way. We are not machines, no matter how much they want to say we are not. I want to be an artist, an actress with integrity. When I'm older, then I'll play other kinds of parts. My teacher, Lee Strasberg, always said to me, you know, I said, I don't know what's wrong with me, but I'm a little nervous. He says, when you're not, give up. Because nervousness indicates sensitivity. I guess I think we just go out there, you know, that's all we do. You know, go out there and do it. But it's a real struggle. I mean, I really have to struggle. You've read there was some actor that once said about me that kissing me was like kissing Hitler.
Oh, my God.
Well, I think that's, you know, his problem.
Gee.
And if I really have to do intimate love scenes with an individual who really has these kind of feelings towards me, then my fantasy can come into play. In other words, out with him, in with somebody else. There's somebody else there. Not him. He was never there. I think, in fact, the public would be quite disillusioned the way the industry treats its stars. I remember when I got the part in Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, Jane Russell, she was the brunette in it, and I was the blonde. She got $200,000 for it, and I got my $500 a week, but to me that was considerable. But the only thing was I couldn't get a dressing room. And I said, I really got to this kind of a level. I said to them, look, after all, I am the blonde, and it is Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. Because they always kept saying, remember, you're not a star. I said, well, whatever I am, I'm the blonde.